Welcome back, my fellow Diecaster Blasters. This is Peak Speed Lab 164. I'm Strick. We're going to roll through another episode here, but first, hopefully, you've subscribed. If you haven't, I suggest you do. We got some giveaways that are going to be coming up in the future. We hit 66 subscribers. I'm giving away this Silver Series Batmobile set. Last time I looked, we were at 30. So, got about 36 more to go for anybody who's interested. And then I'll have other giveaways down the road that I've shown in previous videos. You can always check those out in the other videos. Now, with that out of the way, all that admin stuff, let's talk about today's vehicles in the lab. So I've been trying to find the mainline and box set version of these cars. This is the Acura, the 17 Acura NSX. I'm having a difficult time with that, but what I did find was, and I just showed this to you, I've got one in Silver Series. So this one is going to be very nice. Likely, I'll have to check it out when we unbox it. We'll see what it's all about. We have the Fast and Furious version. Okay. Again, that's a real rider, so we know that's going to be metal chassis with rubber wheels. And then we have kind of like your standard Hot Wheels version. I don't remember what these cost. Some things I'll buy without grouping them or in bulk or whatever. But this one strikes me as your standard one that you can get for like a couple of bucks at your local drugstore, grocery store, etc. I know the real riders are typically, more expensive, anywhere from $8 or $10 to, $20 or whatever. And then the Silver Series might be even a little bit more in that, 15 to 20-ish dollar range typically. Now, I don't remember what these were, but just to give you the heads up for anybody who's interested. So we're going to run these three cars in both measurement and testing. But as always, we got to get to the unboxing. So why don't you join me down below so we can get this, I was going to say rolling. Is that a bit on the nose because we're talking about cars? I don't know. Who cares? Let's get to it. So why don't we start with, let's start with this one first. That's the blister pack standard, version 17 NSX Acura. We'll do the thanks to Grateful Sam. If you haven't checked out his website, please do, or his YouTube channel, please do. That's GR with a number 8. Sam. He turned me on to blower right, which every time I do this on the blister packs now, comes right off like butter. So this is sort of your standard. Actually, before we do the up close, I always like to do the box first. So here's what's going to come in this set. Is oh look, Porsche 911 from 71. If you didn't see the previous video, I did a run of Porsche 911s. Porsche, there is no substitute, for my buddy Nate Morton, who is the drummer on The Voice here in the US. This is number 3 of 5. Right now, though, we're dealing with the Acura. So pretty nice, easy to pull out of the box. Let's always do these up close. Oh, that's a pretty sharp blue. Can really look at these. These wheels are not messing around. Now this is likely gonna be we'll deal with this in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Why don't we finish doing the nice review? That's a very strong badge there for the Acura. Sometimes the badges don't show up as well. Sometimes they do. And yeah, that's a pretty nice blue. Oh, can you kind of see in the back? Look at that. And then in the front, some of these, it's great because they have pretty good detail inside. Trying to see if you can see inside the ride here. All right, so now the bottom, this is from Malaysia. And this, of course, this actually, I'm gonna have to double check. Oh no, there we go. That's plastic and plastic. Okay, I was gonna be surprised, but this might be a little faster because, as we know, plastic wheels are typically going to be faster than rubber wheels due to the friction impact. Okay, so next one we've got the Fast and the Furious version. This is Hot Wheels Premium, so real riders. So we know this is going to have a little bit higher quality parts. This is going to probably be a little bit slower. Sometimes I wonder if the Oh man. Okay. Now I'm running into an issue with this one. I might have to break out the box cutter because wow, this thing did not want to. Okay. Box cutter time. A little bit higher quality parts. Again, that's why it's a little more expensive. And they're typically, like the metal chassis, rubber tires. They look really nice. And so, depending on what you're buying the cars for, is it worth it? Depends. If you want like a look and you want the style and you want the higher quality parts and you love this kind of thing, then sure, it's worth it. If you just want to kind of run these on the track, on tracks, maybe even bang them around and you're not worried about what happens to them. Some folks like to do these cars outside. Some people are collectors, right? It just all depends on what you're about to know whether or not it's worth it or not. Thought these doors might have gotten open. So I know that this is number 5 of this the Fast and Furious set. So here we go, up close. So silver, that's like a speckled silver, or what we can call a metallic silver, blacked out rims, tires, another strong, ooh, an even stronger Acura badge there on the front. Does that look fast? Even just doing, whoa, man, yeah, look at those lights. Okay. We've got the turnaround. All right. So let's see what if we can how well if we can see inside. I like that the other one we could kind of see pretty well in. All right. So inside you got I don't know. I don't know if you can't quite see as much. I feel like as the other Hot Wheels version. Ooh, but check out the back. Trying to get you at a good angle where the light hits it just right. There we go. And then I'm assuming now this one, I don't know if this will be a Malaysia because this is Real Riders. So let's see. Indonesia. Okay. I'm starting to see some patterns here. So obviously this is Real Rider. So this is going to be metal chassis, rubber tires. So again, this might be a little bit slower than the plastic on plastic, but that's okay. We're looking at overall performance. So this is just one thing, which is the short form drag strip. Here we go. I almost opened this outside, outside the windows. Oh, the Silver Series is coming open really easily. Now this one I'm expecting to be, oh yeah, that I just feels like quality coming out of there. That's the Silver Series, hybrid speed. Those are the cars that it looks like are in the series here. Look at that. And this doesn't have, oh, this is 5 of 5 also. Okay. That is, I like that the black lacquer look with that silver, that grayish, not really silver. It's gunmetal gray. I don't know, titanium even. But this car, I mean, the Silver Series really, you just feel the quality as soon as you open it. So this is, feels like really truly collector worthy. So the Batman or the Batmobile giveaway is Silver Series. And again, if you haven't watched that video, check it out. The Silver Series actually beat out the 1966 casting, Batmobile casting. I ran 4 of them from different releases. The Silver Series beat out the Faster Than Ever series. Not by much. I mean, it was like thousandths of a second difference on an average of 10 official laps. But still, I always like to check. Sometimes these doors look like they might want to open. And so now I'm wondering, is this going to be an Indonesia one or is this going to be, okay, Malaysia? I was wondering if this would be Indonesia because the vehicles with a metal base seem to be made Indonesia or even I think Taiwan, but doesn't matter. We're still gonna appreciate what we've got here. A little bit in the back with the light just right, trying to get that, and then got to get inside because look at mm, these captain's chairs, whatever they're called. They're very sporty. So see if you can get a good view in there. Okay. This one, yeah. Okay, now we've got these two we'll put next to each other since they're likely going to run a bit slower than this. I'm assuming because plastic wheels, rubber wheels, we've got two different categories, plastic wheels, rubber wheels, and we're still tracking the weights as I've mentioned in the previous videos. So what do you say we get these weighed in, measured up the hub to hub and their center of gravity, and then we'll get them on the track. Whoa, Silver Series. Just finished the weigh-in, hub to hub, center of gravity. The what I'll show you in a second when we turn it around, the Silver Series, which will be in lane 1, and the Real Rider Series, which will be in lane 2, measured really close in weight. They're in the same weight class. Center of gravity, super close. The Silver Series was made in Malaysia. That's the Silver Series, actually Super Series. Silver Series was made in Malaysia, and the Real Riders was made in Indonesia. So I guess we're pretty close to having similar lines or similar builds, similar quality, etc., including weight and center of gravity, going up against each other, but made in different factories. So Malaysia versus Indonesia. And then the third car, which is kind of like a third wheel at this point, but we want to still give it its chance. It's going to be, it's much lighter. It's in the B weight class. We got plastic chassis with plastic wheels. So it's probably going to be faster than these two. Although the weight of these two, because they're two weight levels above, might overcome the friction of the rubber tires. So we won't know until we know. So why don't we know and go? Or I know. Oh, there you go. And then there I go again. It's never ending loop. I'll tell you what, because of all of my shenanigans, there might be an Easter egg sometime later on. So stay tuned. But right now, let's turn around, see what these do on their very first lap of which will be the run 1 of their 20 warm-ups. Get it. So you see they're seated in there very nicely. We're about to see how these three vehicles perform. Now, as usual, I'm going to run just the one of the first 20. Then we'll come back for the 10 officials. How about that? See how they do. Oh, whoa, okay. Oh, easy now. Easy, Francis. Whoa, that was unexpected. Okay. Once again, the Silver Series showing showing its speed within its weight class and its rubber. That's the Fast Furious version. This is the Silver Series right here, which came in second, and that's came in third. And then, of course, we knew that this was going to happen, that it was going to come in first, or well, we were assuming that because of the because of the materials. Anyway, all right, we're going to run these 20 warm-up laps, let them get fired up, and we'll be back. So I just did a whole bit on not recorded. So basically, the 20 warm-up laps are done. I was trying to get the data for all 20 laps, and the Play Robotics system, on my laptop only goes to 15. I inserted rows. That didn't seem to work. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'd appreciate it, of trying so I can get all 20 now. It doesn't really matter because it's still warm-up laps. I was just curious, does the average of the warm-up laps kind of match up with the average of the 10 official laps? But it doesn't matter for now. All that matters right now are these three vehicles, the 17 Acura NSXs, and what we've noticed. Well, you know what? Why don't we turn it around and I'll point out what we sort of noticed in the warm-up runs. Kind of interesting, but let's turn it around. Let's get this going. So again, this is the Silver Series. This one's made in Malaysia. That's the Fast and Furious series, the Real Riders version. They both have the metal chassis, rubber tires. They weigh very close to the same. They same pretty close to center of gravity, and that's why I'm running them side by side. But this one, the Real Riders made in Indonesia, the Silver Series made in Malaysia. And what we noticed in the runs for the warm-ups, this car was far faster than this car pretty much every time. Almost as fast as this car, which is just sort of your generic $2, buck 50, $2 car you can get in a grocery store, drugstore, toy store, that kind of place. Because this runs fast, but it's in the B class, which is 2 levels down from weight class from these two, but plastic tires, plastic chassis. Okay, now that that's over, we're about to do, this is going to be the first run of the 10 official laps, and enjoy. After this, we will cue music, but not yet. Woo! All right, that's lap 1 official. By the way, I had to put 2 more pounds of weight on here because these cars were just knocking everything off. So I bought a 6-lane, you can't really see it, it's behind the cloth there, an actual track, which stopper that came with the 6 lanes, but it was just hard plastic. It didn't come with foam, which I was surprised because you don't want your cars like crashing into hard plastic. So I'm a little bummed about that, but it keeps the track together. I put, I did all this other stuff around it to make up for the lack that it didn't have the foam. I don't know what brand it was. It was something I picked up on Amazon. If anybody's interested in knowing more about it, let me know. In the meantime, we're gonna get to the next 9 laps, get it in the books. So now we can cue music. Yeah, we are back for lap 10. I was double checking the spreadsheet there. As you can see, we've got 9 official laps in. Here's 10. Yeah, that Silver Series just crushed it. Okay, we just finished up the 10, and we're about to enter that information into the database. Whoa, hey, hello, I'm up here. I'm up here. Look up here. And, and then figure out how these cars competed with each other. Well, we know how they competed with each other within this particular race, but we'll also compare to see how they did within the weight class and the, well, yeah, we're still tracking the weight class, but really between I guess the materials class. So the rubber tires versus plastic tires class, with the weight being the second, and it could be down the road something that's more involved, but we're going to continue to keep track on it and make sure we understand the impact as we continue to move forward. And again, more stuff to come. We've got the 164 scale quarter mile drag strip. I think I might do a video on building that and show you how I'm putting that together and why I'm going to use the geometry I'm going to use. And then we'll do the distance track as well down the road to see overall how cars perform in different scenarios. And then we'll start working on our ultimate top 10, and then that'll be rotated as we go. And by rotated, I mean cars could be pushed out of their placement as new cars enter the lab. So we'll see. Anyway, let's get this entered in. Well, I'll meet you back over there. Why don't you, relax, take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where gravity and mass meet friction and the ramp decides the results. So we're on the other side over here on the lab part. Just finished entering the data from the 10 official labs. What we have is oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get the cars. Once again, I leave the cars, and it would be nice to show the cars as I'm talking about the cars. So please hold, because I'll be back. Yes, I'm back. So we've got the hybrid speed Silver Series line. Okay, that was this one right here, this Acura, which was one this was in lane 1. Average was 1.9177 seconds. So when we'll take a look, we'll see how it compares with the rest of the cars in its cohort and just across the board of what we've run. I think this might be 48, 49, and 50. Oh, is this 50 cars? I'll have to go back and double check that. It could be. I mean, if that was the case, that's not what I was trying to do, but it'd be a delightful surprise. Okay, so the next one, we've got the Fast and the Furious Premium Real Riders in that packaging. That's the silver. Okay. This one was the slowest of the three, and the result was 2.0378 seconds average lap. So that's pretty slow. Again, we'll see where it falls with the rest of the cars in its class, but it's definitely on the slow end. And then the last car, which is in your standard Hot Wheels set, which you can just kind of get for a couple of bucks, was of course the fastest. Okay, this was because plastic wheels. I'm not going to say just because it was lighter it was faster, but I'm sure maybe that helps. It's a distant second again. Plastic tires, definitely. So this average was 1.8779 seconds. I don't think it's close to the top of the fastest, few cars, but we'll see where it falls in line. As usual, the information will be either in the notes, in the detail section of the YouTube video, or I will have it here. So if anybody does have any questions, you want to know a little bit more, if you're not seeing what you'd like to see, obviously shoot me a comment, send me a comment, let me know, because I do go through them and I do respond. At least right now, everything is manageable, thank goodness. And as I continue to build this lab experience for folks, this is just a project of 164 die-cast happiness, as I've said, and I'll just continue to do it. I don't care if anybody's watching or if 5 people are watching. I mean, hope more will enjoy it, because there's fun here for everybody, and that's what we're trying to do. We want to figure out the performance level of these cars, and not just the Hot Wheels brand. As you've seen, I brought other brands into the mix, and we've got quite a few still in the queue, along with a whole boatload of other cars, as you've seen in the videos. So I think, as usual, out of respect for the folks who are involved in all aspects of inspiring, building, making, crafting, doing all the things with these cars, we're going to do its moment of glory for the 3 on the lighted spinning pedestal. So thanks for joining me, my fellow Diecaster Blasters, and enjoy the show. I mentioned an Easter egg. First person that messages or comments, excuse me, comments in the comments section, the hotel for this movie chain. If you know the movies, you know the hotel chain that they stay in all over the world. I'll send this out to you.